What's up guys, it's Nick here with Gemini Reptiles and we're back with another episode. Today, I got sick of buying a whole bunch of stuff for my bugs, my feeder insects, so today I decided to make my own stuff. So you can see here we got a yam, we have a cucumber, a seeded cucumber, we have some sort of apple here, an orange, carrots with the stem, we got a whole banana here, we got some oats, we got some high protein fish flakes, we got a whole bunch of lettuce. Now this lettuce it's a spring mix, so it's gonna have romaine, it's gonna have your kale, as well as spinach, which I detest, but the bugs seem to like it. And without the last ingredient, we have the gelatin. This is going to be a wet gel gut load, and the gelatin is going to be the final product. It's going to be a veggie gel, disgusting thing, but it's going to work well. I'm not going to have to go out and buy anything for a really long time after we make this. They're all going to go in these silicone based ice cube trays down in the downstairs freezer. So let's get started. We're going to cut up some of this stuff. Just a little bit smaller, manageable pieces. We are going to keep the stem. We're only going to cut half of this guy. We're only going to use half of it. So we got our carrot, we got our yam. Now if you are young, I recommend getting a parent to help with this because you do have to cut stuff. So yeah, careful with a knife. And for the apple, we are going to decore it or de-seed it, whatever you want to say. You can cut right down the middle there. And voila. And for the banana, we're just going to peel this off. We are going to use the whole banana. Now, when you're doing this, when you're picking out fruits and veggies, you just want to make sure you have stuff that is going to be actually going to be good for the insects as well as whatever you're feeding them to. So if you were feeding them to tarantulas, you don't want to have stuff that's high in calcium. If you were feeding them to, like, say, bearded dragons or crested geckos or savanna monitors, stuff like that, you can use stuff that is high in calcium because it will benefit them. But you don't want to use any powders or anything like that, any supplements, because those things are meant to be sprinkled on or dusted instead of added to something like this. So you do not want to do that. Next, we're going to peel our orange. Now, if you don't know what orange do with feeder insects like crickets or dubia roaches, they actually promote them to breed. So when you're feeding these guys this stuff, this orange here, you're actually helping promote them breed as well as giving nutrients to whatever you'd be feeding them to, in my case, crested gecko. Okay, so here we have our blender. This is what we're going to use to mince and mix everything together. We are going to be starting off with our greens here. These are going to take up the most room, so might as well get those out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a few handfuls because it's good for them and it takes up the most body. No real measurement. And then we're gonna blend it up. That's not gonna work. So what you do not want to do is stick your hand in here and try to do this. Let's go down to So you're gonna want your mixture to look something like this, something like the consistency of a milkshake. Looks super appealing. Super gross. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna make this into a gelatin. We are going to add 3 cups of water to a pan, and we are gonna boil it. Alright, I'll be back when this starts to boil. So once your water's been brought to a boil, we're going to add our gelatin mix. You want to use some unflavored gelatin. That way, you know, your insects and your reptiles or tarantulas or amphibians or what have you aren't going to get that added flavor that they don't necessarily need and can be harmful to them. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to dump the packets in there. I will be using all 4 packets because we do have a really large mixture and why not? Once you have all 4 of your packets added, you want to be sure to stir this. Mix it up a little bit. Once this is all finished, you want it a somewhat clear consistency. You want to make sure it's all dissolved before we add it to our mixture, our fruit and veggie mixture. So this is going to boil a little bit more. And I will be back. Next step, once you have your gelatin all boiled and everything is dissolved, we're going to go ahead and add it to our blender, but only for a few seconds. We just want to mix it and process it all together, blend it. You don't want to stick it in there for too long because obviously gelatin does solidify. We don't want that, especially not in a blender. So we're going to do that just for a quick second and I'll show you the end result. Once you got everything nice and blended here, and I got super lucky, just to the top, we're actually going to pour these into our mold. You can use whatever mold you would like. I am using these silicone-based ice cube trays. They're a little bit easier to pop out than normal ice cube trays, and I don't know, they're like 1 inch by 1 inch, so it's a little nice to be able to divvy it up. But we're going to do that, and I will be right back. So this is going to be your end result. I was able to film most of these, which is pretty awesome. This will last me a really long time. And I'll be back with the end result when they're all solidified in the freezer and in the fridge when they're gelatin. Alright, so about a day later from what I had to do because my freezer's messed up. Here is the finished product. Got some here. I use the silicone molds, it's a little bit easier to push out. And all you do is you put them in little baggies for use. They're still a little wet on the inside, haven't fully frozen, but we're going to put them back in the freezer once we put them in their baggies to keep them frozen until we use them. So with that, that's it guys. If you liked this video, leave a comment below, drop a like, and hit that subscribe button for more content. Alright guys, peace out.